So, welcome to Toronto, guys.
Thanks, man.
Looking forward to the show tonight.
Awesome.
So I know you guys first met on an internet chat forum, but how did the whole idea for Tritonal first come about? Like, how did you guys, say, let's make a group, let's do this for real?
I mean, Chad and I, like you said, we met on a forum. It was actually over a synthesizer, and to cut a long story short, we really just nerded out on it, and we just started discussing like what we wanted to do as a collaboration, and we were sharing each other's music, and yeah, I mean, like we went through so many awful ass names.
Yeah, what were some of those early names?
There's just
a bucket of them. I would love to share, but I really feel like, with what we've come up with really defines who we are.
Yeah. Where did Tritonal come from?
So, yeah, I mean, Tritonal is also an explosive, so it's, 80% TNT and 20% aluminum.
Yeah.
And what we also thought was great is that it also is a reference to a chord. And, it's the augmented fourth, and it's awesome that we were able to take that and adapt it to ourselves. I mean, we're crazy, we have fun, we love making music, and we took it from there, and it just was awesome.
Yeah.
Went from there.
And, your early music was more trance, now you're more progressive house. What kind of spurred the change, and was it kind of scary making that change since you established yourself as trance first?
Super scary. Anytime you establish yourself as an artist and want to divert, the possibilities that everyone hates you and leaves. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think, if I'm honest with myself, that tracks like Satellite, Anchor, Colors, Now or Never are a million miles away from the tracks that were awesome for us in trance. I mean, the BPMs are obviously different. I think today they're obviously more radio driven. But the melodies and the sort of like, the crux of the song is still there for us. You know what I'm saying? And we took so much from that era and still incorporate those learning experiences into our production today. I would say the change came from a bunch of things, man. You're out on tour, you're playing what you love, and we found ourselves playing progressive house records and having a lot more fun in our sets during those moments than during the really trancey moments.
Kind of grew out of trance?
I don't want to say that because I think that diminishes that genre, and I don't want to diminish it. I just think, perfect example. EDC Orlando, playing before Armin, right? I think our favorite record of that night, even though it was primarily a trance-ish set, and look, even in trance, we were electro trance. We were always the sort of the new sounding sort of stuff, right? It wasn't like typical 138 ever, really. During that night, like, my personal favorite record was a Fetty Legrand remix of Coldplay. It was massive.
I love that song too. Yeah.
It was massive, and I knew that night, it had to change. Like, I knew we wanted to go bigger in terms of what we wanted to do, and we were kind of bored, and we were a little bit just over it, dude.
Needed the change.
You know what I mean? Yeah, needed the inspiration.
So you don't think you'll ever go back to trance then?
I don't know. I mean, I still think some of the things we make are trancey. Yeah, I mean, I don't see myself producing a 140 record tomorrow. I would not know what to do with it in my set, unless it was just for fun. But no, so I don't ever want to say never on anything. Who knows?
Yeah. So,
I mean, we should just boil it down to music, honestly. Trance is music, and what we're making is music. And, for us, it's like, okay, fine, pinpoint certain genres. We love whatever we play.
Yeah.
And we love whatever we write, mostly. And what is inspiring in the studio? What really makes us get up and want to dance on our toes?
We were always vocal and trance, and so we've gravitated to songs, man. And a lot of trance is for us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, we know about all the advantages of working as a duo, but what are some of the disadvantages of having a partner in the studio or in a set? What are some of the drawbacks?
I don't know.
Are there any?
I don't know. No, I mean, I guess one thing, if you're all alone, you just keep all the money. Yeah. But, but I mean, I love having Dave, and like, we're brothers. We obviously fight and squabble as well as love each other. And that's just a part of any relationship where you're around each other nonstop. But I mean, dude, the things that we've been able to achieve, we've been helped by having two people. You finish the remix, I'll take Tritonia. Yeah. I'll freaking tune the vocals. You do the it's like.
I honestly feel like it's it's something that is a necessity when you're producing music. Even if you're producing music on
Totally.
your own, you still need somebody else.
You're always going to need a friend who you're like, hey man, listen to this. Listen to this before I send it to the label.
Yeah.
You like it? You know what I mean?
Now it's not like now with us we have advantages. We both produce, we both write. So it's.
But what
it's
about
actually,
when you're on stage playing live shows, 2 people?
So much better now that we run live visuals. Oh man, it's night and day. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're able to do so many more things because when the one man DJ, if he is running visuals or if he is doing something technical, he's down here.
Yeah.
He's not engaged. And a lot of what we do is engagement. You know what I mean?
You gotta keep the crowd engaged.
You do.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, if you each had to swap each other out of the group, who would you swap in? So if you had to replace him with one other DJ, or if you had to replace him with one other DJ to work with?
Oh, I don't even know if I can answer that question because I don't
even if just for a day.
I don't know, man. I've never even thought about it.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, we've been so focused on what we're actually doing that those questions are kind of frivolous. Fair enough.
I thought I'd throw you a hard one, but fair enough. So how did you guys first learn how to produce music? Was it all self-taught, or did you have musical background?
Totally, both.
I think it's a hands-on. It really was hands-on for me, and hands-on for Chad as well. I mean, and also like who you grew up around and what you're doing. I mean,
we came from musical families. Both of us did.
Yeah.
So they were always
like Ableton.
There were always that stuff. Well, I went to audio engineering school at UT. Dave took courses as well, but like. The things you get taught at university are far removed from the techniques we are using in 2014. It is. It's applicable. We were in a locked out studio, all week in LA at Westlake, and like those same compressors and boards that I saw in audio were there. But like when you're starting up, you're not working in studios like that. It's you and your laptop in Ableton Live, and it's you and that compressor. It's you and that EQ. It's you in that arrangement. It's you and all those tools. And so literally, it's just about getting in there and getting good at your craft, man.
So you guys have a really, really, really loyal fan base of Tritonians.
They are.
Yeah, they're like more loyal than most DJ fan bases. What's the key to having a really loyal, hardcore, dedicated fan base?
Engagement.
How do you grow Tritonia?
I think we just keep being Chad and Dave. Yeah. We love on them. We talk to them. We don't feel like we're ever too like big to talk and hang out, and a lot of those fans have now become our good friends. And so I think it's just a community that built on love, man, and they get
like I saw at EDC Orlando, you guys were hanging out with some of the fans.
Totally. And they're great, and they're great people, and we've met a lot of those fans who are on those forums or on our pages who are, like I said, now friends. And I don't know, I don't think we think like that, oh, how do we have to build this? I think what we do is just garner the relationship, make good music, live a cool life, and those people will come. I think things that turn people off are when people are super ego-driven and like just too cool for school. Like, you're not too cool for school. Like, quit acting like it. You know what I mean?
So you just, or not just, but recently released Metamorphic 3.
Yeah.
It's a third EP in this series. What's kind of the idea behind these Metamorphic releases? Where did this idea come from? Why is it called Metamorphic? Talk a bit about that.
Yeah. I mean, we love to write music from a place that we feel like we can apply ourselves from, or derives from who we are. And, there's been a lot of change going on, not only in our sound, but in our lives. Like, Chad's come from, a lot of stuff. I've come from different areas as well. And, this music actually speaks from where we're actually writing.
Yeah.
And Metamorphic signifies that change. From the very beginning, you can actually hear the quality of where the production comes to now Anchor and to now Satellite. It's been an enormous amount of change. And I mean,
and it's been very conscientious, And so we sat down as Tritonal with our team, and at a dinner meeting made the decision to like plant the stake and be like, this. It was like, where do we want to go? Who do we want to be? If that's where we want to go, who cares what anybody thinks? Let's go. And just laid it out. We're going to do this, 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 and this. And it was like 18-month process, but we're on the other side of that now. And now it's like, awesome. We almost achieved every single one of our goals. Now let's write an album.
So that's what's next, the album?
Totally.
Yes.
And when can we expect that?
Man, I mean, maybe never. Like, we will. We'll finish it.
2015.
Definitely. You know how it is, man.
Yeah.
You go in, you start writing a song, and maybe that song never gets finished. Maybe it's finished in 2 hours. Like, you never know.
You know what? Like, even if you make the song, you're like, yeah, this is great. The next day you wake up, you're like, we need to rewrite it.
Yeah.
So that process.
So we don't know when it's going to be done. We're hoping summerish, but you know, but who knows, man? I mean, that's maybe aggressive. You know what I mean?
Okay, and just a last question. So you guys have been big supporters of the U.S. dance scene. What are some of your favorite U.S. festivals to play at?
I mean, EDC comes to mind. Ultra Music's obviously one of them. Tomorrowland's kicking off.
Any low key ones?
Yeah, yeah. Let me think. Like Pemberton was dope. Oh, that was in Canada, wasn't it?
Pemberton was in Canada. Yeah.
What about Somerset? Where was that at?
Canada.
It was?
No, Chasing Summer's Canada.
Somerset was in Oregon, wasn't it?
I think Somerset was in. I want to say it was somewhere in Wisconsin.
Okay. Somerset was
wrong,
cool. I mean, we want to go back to our hometown and play South by Southwest. You know,
they have the New Year's one, Lights All Night. Yeah, that one too.
Totally.
Texas,
yeah, totally. I love. You know, I think that Seattle should get a shout out. Like the things that they're doing is amazing. We played Moonrise. It was a whole bunch of fun.
That was Baltimore, right?
Yeah. That's kind of on the up and coming. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know, shout out to Izu. I mean, there's so many, man.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, dude.